The San Diego Padres have been forced into an impossible decision. What do you do with a superstar who's on an expiring contract and not playing with a superstar? Welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest and what I am calling my ongoing series of Let's Trade Dylan Cease as many times and as many ways as we can before the deadline gets here. It's Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. But as I always say, no worries. I'll still be here blabbing on about all things San Diego Padres, even if you don't. Let's talk, as I said, about Dylan Cease. Now, for those of you who have listened to a lot of our videos and are subscribers, I appreciate it, and I'm sorry if some of this is retreading and reruns, but I like to set the table for everybody on where we are at every time I'm bringing up these Dylan Cease trades, because not everybody is a dyed-in-the-wool, deadhead Padres fan, knows all the numbers. This is where he's at right now. He at measuring where the highs and the lows are. This is not the worst that we have ever seen Dylan Cease, but this is far from the best that we have seen Dylan Cease. At his absolute zenith, Dylan Cease is an unbelievably good, not a serviceable, but a very good elite major league pitcher. He's not playing like that this year. Some of you are going to hop in the comment section and say, yeah, those losses that he's taken, some of them have been games where he's really dueled and the offense just blanked him that day. Okay, cool. I consistently bring up take two bad starts and two good starts out, and we've still got a 3-5 with a 4 ERA. And if I said to you guys, if I showed you 3-5 with a 4.1 ERA and said, is this Kyle Hart, Matt Waldron, or Stephen Kolek, you'd be dumbfounded. You couldn't pick which one of those. And I said I did or option D is it someone else. You would be confused that just in a vacuum, those are Dylan Cease's numbers. The reminder also on all of that, Dylan Cease is on an expiring contract. He is 29 this year. He will be 30 next season. So he's right at that point where he is going to want top dollar. Top dollar, according to market value for guys who throw hard and are in this window and have the kind of history that he is something in the I bet the market pays him somewhere between 17 and 21 million a year right now. He's making 13. The Padres ownership has largely said that they don't want to keep ballooning out the contracts because it is no longer Peter Seidler and his money plan. It's now the rest of the Seidler family. And all of that culminates into the fact that we have two main pitchers that are going to be between Michael King and Dylan Cease that are going into the offseason, going to be free agents. So we got to have conversations about both of those. I think that King, there has been more optimism and openness about him returning. I think both of them want to fully explore free agency, but Cease has been, to me, from everything I've read, in no way, shape, and form, positive about staying in San Diego. And I think that some of you can say, oh, reading the tea leaves, he doesn't say anything negative about San Diego. I still think, though, that you can generally, we've been through this thing enough with enough different guys to know, you can get the vibes. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Hop in the comment section. You guys love telling me when it's wrong. I think some of you love telling me when I'm wrong more than anything else about this channel. That's okay. That's fantastic. I just assume that most of you are my mom using a burner on that account. But I don't get the sense that he's that motivated. I don't think he's going to take a discount. I don't think he sees the long-term vision here, loves the market. I get the sense that he wants top dollar. So that being said, what do we do? The impossible decision is, do we ride or die and hope that this flips in the second half of the season, and that when we get into the playoffs and everything, it condenses down and he pitches 4 great games, one in every series, propels us to a championship, and then we part ways. Great, cool. Or if this keeps going this season and ends up 6-11, that's a wasted season of a superstar that we get nothing in return. So that's why I'm saying, do you trade him? But then on the trade market, what can you get for a superstar who's not playing like a superstar and is very clearly a rental? There's a lot of different options trade-wise. And like I said, I'm now doing specifically a Cease heavy series. So you can check out the other videos. This one, though, is me talking about trading him to Jaren Durran. Jaren Durran is a left fielder for the Boston Red Sox who has been linked to trade talks and specifically the Padres. I have done other videos about Jaren Durran, but none with the Cease element of the trade. All season long, I've been kind of hoping that as long as we brought in one more piece of offense, we could fix the everything else. I say two things to that. I say still I want to bring in some offense, so that's where I want to bring in Durran, and here is where Durran's stats are right now. He is a left-handed hitter, so he doesn't entirely fix the balance of the lineup, but he's a decent hitter. He's got good speed. He's got good defensive metrics. So I think you could say we're putting him in left field and then letting Sheets and Arraez be the DHs. And, Sheets has impressed out in left field more than I thought he would, and so I don't think that we as badly need a left fielder. We just need a bat more than anything. We need somebody who can come in and just continue to, in aggregate, raise the offensive production for the Padres. This is what Duran's offensive numbers look like. The contract status for Durant, I think, also makes him somebody that is highly valued. Right now, 28, he's going into a club option next year, and then some arbitration years. So he's got a little bit of control. It's not like it's 10 years worth of it, but he's got a little bit of team control that you can get. I think Cease plus a piece for Duran makes sense. Cease plus a piece, what is that? Is that piece international money? Is that piece some minor league arm? Is that piece a draft pick? I don't know, but Cease and a smaller piece for Durant is my latest theory or idea or whatnot. And though the question is, though, on the flip side, do the Red Sox even see the value in adding a 3-8 with a 4.5 ERA Cease? I kind of think that Cease is a guy who probably can benefit heavily from a change of scenery and just getting him to a new place. Like he could be a Randy Johnson Astro type of thing. One where you look back, you go, oh, it was nuts that he was that for 5 games. But he pitched really well for those 5 games, actually. Like, it was a fun little stint. So I think that the Red Sox, they have enough offense. They have enough pieces on that side. They could benefit from major league pitching. Yes, he is a rental, but he is a rental that helps them in the here and now. It's not just like we're not trading outfield pieces, hat on a hat type of thing. This is something that the Red Sox could definitely down the stretch benefit from going to battle. The Yankees have been missing some pieces on the pitching staff and are not unbeatable. The Rays are not unbeatable. The Blue Jays are really, really hot right now, and everybody in the East is kind of looking up and chasing them. But Cease can help close that gap, can help get them closer to the wild card in the AL, and I think Duran can help us as a program. Also, I think that the removal of Cease from our rotation kind of helps us just through addition by subtraction. But like I said, this all kind of feels like a really impossible decision because what do? Do you bank on Cease is going to be good and flip the script and he's just got to get to the important games, or do you trade him and hope that we can get something that benefits us here and now? Because like also trading him, getting Durant, and Durant doesn't hit and he's not happy, and it's like maybe none of it is a thing. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of just, it's a weirdly impossible thing. Also, though, it's impossible for us as the fans or media or just people that are not in the Padres inner circle to entirely read and guess what AJ Preller is going to do. He historically has played it very close to the vest. So this trade deal could be in the works. This trade deal could not be. I don't know. We're all just having fun. So this is the part where now you need to hop in the comment section and let me know, this trade is what you like. Do you like another deal for Cease? Some of you, I think, also have said Cease. Let's keep Cease. I think that the NL East for me is nice. The AL East, apologies, is nice and safe for me. I got a Yankees deal in mind. I got a Rays deal in mind. I got a Red Sox deal in mind where we send Cease that direction and we don't have to deal with, he comes back and gets us in the playoffs or anything like that until we would get to the World Series. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's safe. I think it helps the Padres. It's a net for everybody involved, but let me know what you think. And like I said, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.